Hi.
Right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome along.
Hi.
Hello.
Get my nice face in there. We've got our two earworms in the background there, Sid and Jay. They'll disappear in a minute. Robert Dolman, Amy, Pat, Sid, and I think Colin's in there somewhere, is he?
Robert,
Okay.
Pat, Philip.
Right, they're about to disappear, and you have to put up with me. Oh, and Philip and Darren as well. Rightio. Well, last week I got the back of this done. I've done a bit of work on it. It had a big crack in it, so I've filled that with super glue or CA glue, and put coffee grinds in it to sort it out. Now, tonight is going to be an interesting night because I'm totally out of my comfort zone tonight. I've always had a saying that those that can't turn, decorate and burn. And guess what I'm doing tonight? Decorating and burning. Just to do something different. Originally, I was going to do this, so I'll put it on the end camera for a minute. Not that one, that one. Originally, I was going to leave the chainsaw marks in it and then burn the whole lot and then turn the top out from the chainsaw where the chainsaw went in, like up here. But there wasn't enough there to do it, so I've changed my mind. And for those that don't know, if we got any overseas people or anything like that, we had massive bushfires here in November that went all the way through until February. And then we had massive floods. What's that noise in the background?
I don't know.
Right.
But a couple of people have joined.
Okay.
Darren Kelly, James Pritchard, P. Keefe, Ricky Rocket.
Yeah, that's Rick, and P. Keefe is Pat.
Okay, and Robert Dolman.
Yeah, g'day, Robert. As I was saying, we had massive bushfires over here. So what I've decided to do is a storyboard, basically, of things and how the fires came about and what they sort of looked like after they had been through. So what I'm doing is cutting grooves in here like this with a die grinder fitted with a tungsten carbide bit, and all I do is I just lock it into place. Put my glasses on.
Leona has come in.
G'day, Leona. And all I've basically done is made these sort of shaped like trees. You can't see them properly at the moment, and until I get the charcoal onto it. So I just basically move the rest up here so I've got something to sit my arm on, make it comfortable. Couple of branches. Okay. Like they say on the cooking shows, here's one I prepared earlier so that I didn't have to worry too much about making too much noise. and had enough time to do it. Now, the next thing I'm going to do...
Robbo, your mic has dropped out a bit, mate.
All right, I'll just check it. It's probably the noise cancelling in it. Just wait a second. Wait until this compressor shuts up. Your dog does not like that air grinder, does it?
Oh, it's a dog. It's a dog next door.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, it doesn't like it.
No.
What I'm going to do basically is have the story in 4 parts. From here, this is the way it's going to look before the fires came through. This is when the fires came through. This is the aftermath. And this is the regrowth of the forest. And believe it or not, a friend of mine was up that way the other day. Had to go through Cabargo, and he said the forest is regrowing, which I think is absolutely fantastic. But that's our Australian bush. It regenerates pretty quick. In fact, the gum trees need a fire to regenerate. So the next thing I'm going to do is fire. I said there was going to be fire tonight. Now, if you're ever using a torch, you always work at the tip here. Up in there, it's got no heat at all. It's always just past the blue flame there. That's the hottest part of the flame. I see people with it right up close like this and wondering why they're not getting any effect out of it. Now, I don't know if Neil's in here yet or not, but Neil, if you are, I've cleared the lathe of all the metho and flammable material. All right.
Is that a reference, Robbo, to the comment about how long do you wait for metho to evaporate out of a pile of wood chips I saw the other day?
Yes, that's it. No, Neil unfortunately was removing a piece of wood that was hot melt glued on, and he couldn't get it off, so he decided to use metho to try and melt the glue a bit. And he forgot all about the metho that he'd flooded the benches with, and he had a massive fire. Burnt his lathe and a few other odds and ends around the place. Well, this is a good job actually on a cold night. I should have thought of doing this years ago.
Well, there you go. Something in it for everyone, Robbo.
Yeah. One thing about red gum, it burns well.
It does. I was going to say I've got a bit burning behind me at the moment, but I haven't tonight.
Yeah, I must admit it's a mild night over here too, considering that I've actually got the heater off.
Got a question from Ricky. He wants to know if your beard's flammable.
Sorry?
Ricky wants to know if your beard is flammable.
Sorry, I got it. Is your beard flammable? Yes, probably. It's probably the gel I put in it, actually, Rick. Or the lacquer to hold it in place.
Darren commented, beards are highly flammable, but don't ask him how he knows.
What's highly flammable?
His beards are highly flammable, but don't ask him how he knows.
I found out the hard way many years ago. About 35, 40 years ago, I had a gas barbecue explode in my face, and I lost all my hair under my cap. I burnt my voice box and throat, badly because I inhaled at the same time, unfortunately. And I couldn't talk for about 2 weeks, which everybody thought was rather good.
So we've got Guy and Jappy have come in.
Good afternoon, good evening, people, or morning, or depending where you are. All right, we've just about got this all singed up. Give it a minute to cool off a bit. Move the tool rest up. Now what I'm going to do in a second is actually turn off the outside of this to leave the burnt trees, for want of a better word, exposed, all right? Like leave them black. As I said, this is one out of the box for me. It's something I've never done before, so...
So Neil has been in here watching, Robbo?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, still picking on you, Neil. In fact, Neil's a bloke I learnt to engrave off. Neil is the glitter king of Australia. He's been decorating things for probably 20 years or more. And he used to put grooves in things with a Dremel and then fill them up with whatever, nail polish or whatever, resin, and then sand them all back off to leave designs and everything going. Good day, Yarpy. How are you? Okay. Yeah, I'll just put my face shield on. Wait a second. Red gum, unfortunately, is very splintery type wood.
And Robbo, if there's anything you don't
Wait
want...
on, I can't hear you. Wait a second. Okay.
If there's anything around that piece that you don't want black soot all over, I'd recommend you cover it or move it before you do that, because I've just recently turned a piece that had a slight bit of burnt ash on it, and that went everywhere.
Yeah, that little box.
Yeah, but what I mean is your piece is like 10 times the amount that I had, so you're gonna be digging that out of cracks for months.
That's all right. There's going to be a bit of noise here. First of all, I'll hit it with a wire brush. Just to get rid of a lot of the excess.
Harry Alberton has come in. Abberton has come in, sorry.
So, Robbo, do you want to go?
Right, then we'll have a look. Just a fraction more off.
And hang on, can we go to a different camera angle? Because we're just getting your back shoulder.
How's that? Can you see it now?
Oh, when you're turning, Robbo, just go to the overhead camera.
Yeah, right out. Put this camera down there. That's probably not real flash, but okay. Just another cut, and then I'll sand it. that's looking pretty good. Sand it off now. And then I can get back like a kindergarten kid and play with some paints.
Woohoo.
Charlotte has asked, is that smoke that she sees?
Not at the moment. It was before. Well, you can't have fire without smoke. Oh, switch the extractors on, Robbo. Right, let's have a look. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Michael Smith is in.
G'day, Michael. How are you? Ah. Yes, Michael, you missed. Oh no, there's going to be some more in a minute, so don't worry.
Oh, mongrel.
Geez, that one's coming right through the place.
Oh,
Okay.
that scared me. Oh,
Now,
Is that at your place, Joe?
yeah.
just hold on. I'm taking my face shield off now because I'm going to be painting. I don't need it. I don't think paint splatter's going to worry me too much. Well, that's come up pretty good, I reckon, for an amateur like
You go
me.
back to your tailstock camera, Robbo, so we can see it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, this part here is where the old chainsaw was, but it's so thin here, I don't want to take any more out of there. So that part there is going to be what the fire did.
Can't see it, Robbo.
Sorry. Up here. They're all chainsaw marks in there. I'll see if I can zoom in a bit for you.
Oh, I can see that all right. Well,
Yeah.
all right, I could.
Up in here. They're all the old chainsaw marks where Neil decided to give me a small edge, all right?
Yeah.
He's giving you a challenge, Robbo.
Oh, always. Wouldn't be life if he didn't. Okay. Now, we started the painting. So we
Don't
come
forget
around
to zoom
this
zoom
section.
back out though.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, I'll be painting up in here, most of it. Then I'll give you a full shot later.
All right.
This is going to be a bit boring, folks. So if you've got any questions or anything, just ask away. And to make matters clear, I'm not an artist, all right? So there's a lot of things I can do a hell of a lot better than paint things. That includes houses as well.
So Neil said it was a leftover chunk, so he's using an out on that.
Yes, I know.
Plausible deniability, we call that.
Couldn't get clear into that piece, so we gave it to you.
All right, now, where are we? That's a bit. This is the start here, yep, right. Okay, we'll put in a bit of grass down there. We'll give the gum trees a little bit of foliage.
Charlotte wants to know if you're going to paint green splotches to represent the leaves, the tree leaves. Yep, there you go.
That's what I'm doing, Charlotte.
All over it.
Ricky said, challenge, paint your 40-foot lathe.
I did. It had blue bars and everything on it when I originally got it, and the channels actually down the bed were about 45 different colours. Right, we'll just hang these down a little bit here so they look like leaves. Now we've got one over the other side here, just here as well. It's
draw the koalas.
Sorry?
Don't forget to draw the koalas.
No, I'm no bloody good at painting koalas, I'll tell you that. Now,
All you got to do is a grey blob.
So Charlotte said you need different shades of green.
Hey, this is Robbo you're talking to. I'm not an artist, all right?
Should be grateful that he's putting green on there.
Yeah, lucky I've even got a paintbrush in my hand, actually. Now, in case you're wondering, this is the regrowth on this part here.
It's interesting, Robbo. You know, the area over here where I am, and we had the Callira fires go through here at about the same time. And part of my work is spending a lot of time out on that fireground, and you know the speed at which it recovers is phenomenal.
Oh yeah. It's I used to be in the CFA. I was in the CFA for nearly 30 years, and always astounded us how the forest regrew again so quickly in a lot of places, and back better than what it was.
Neil's got it. Paint drop bears.
And Yappy wants kangaroos.
Well, as a matter of fact, I was going to put a kangaroo in there, but I can't draw a kangaroo, so right.
Anthony's just joined.
Neil's bringing his 2-year-old granddaughter around to help you, Robbo.
That'd be a damn good idea, I reckon. She could do it better than I could, I can assure you.
Well, Charlotte's going to nominate you for the Archibald.
Oh, good. I just got to find a famous person to paint, that's all. Oh, we'll put in a few wildflowers as well.
Ricky says emu.
Put in some yellow and some red wildflowers.
And Darren says, what's a portrait without Pinocchio?
I can turn Pinocchio, but I can't draw him. Now, I don't know if we've got any...
no kangaroo, it's not Australian.
I don't know if we've got any international visitors except Yarpy and Robert Dolman. Just as an interesting thing, the fires burnt that much land that it was the size of Holland or the size of Britain. So she was a pretty big fire. All right, we'll just put in a few bits of wildflower down in here.
Oh, right. I'm impressed by that, Robbo. Despite myself, I find that very impressive.
What's that?
The wildflowers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we've got to have wildflowers in there. This is what it looked like before the fire went through.
Amy said, damn, ISO, she could have popped down and drawn the animals for you.
Yeah, we'll put in a couple of little red ones here just for the hell of it.
There you go.
Now,
Guy said put a little for the Aussie wattle tree.
Well, that's what the yellow is. That'll do. I haven't got much room to put a kangaroo in there, sorry. All right.
Yeah, Skippy got eaten.
There's a dingo.
Right,
He's hiding behind the tree now.
The next panel is going to be, and this part I think I'm going to enjoy.
We can't have you having fun, Robbo.
Oh, I know. Terrible, isn't it? I'm not going to say what I'm doing, so you'll have to work it out for yourselves.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You're painting cockatoo feathers.
Red-tail cockatoo feathers.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
Charlotte's got a question. Robbo, are you going to spin it after you finish painting to make it real art?
sorry.
She wants to know if you're going to do this fuse, turn it on so all the paint flicks everywhere.
No. Not on this anyway.
Are you following, I can't think of his name now. The flamethrower dude.
Sorry?
Anakin.
Oh.
Anakin.
Oh, Anarchus. Yeah. The Greek chap.
The Greek fella, yeah.
Costas.
Oh,
Costas, that's it.
Yeah. Well, I got the spray gun here and I got the flame gun, so I could really light up the world,
Yeah,
Launch it. Yep.
Just don't melt your control box back there or your laptop, stuff like that,
And the computer's in the right spot to cop all the paint.
Yeah, and the flames.
No, it's actually out of the way a little bit. Now, I found that the paint does fade a little bit on the red gum, but when I hit it with the spray gun, it suddenly lifts back up again.
Yeah, the red gum, dry red gum tends to suck the paint in like mad, Robbo.
Yeah. Now, for those of you that are going to be critical about my painting, I'm an impressionist, all right?
Come again?
I'm an impressionist. I come from the
I'll
impressionist
tell you
era.
what, Rob, I don't know how good your trees and your grass was, but your fire's pretty impressive.
Well, if the paint doesn't work, I'll set the bloody thing on fire.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. Now light the paint to get a bit of a black effect on it.
No, not yet. I reckon that looks pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it does. Darren said you've impressed him.
Oh, that's good. You're easily impressed then, Darren.
And Charlotte says you're a chicken.
Yeah, I know. No, well, self-preservation's pretty high on my list. We just add a few wildflowers down in there. The biggest problem with the fires, and this is just for other people's trivial information, is that because they were actually followed by massive rain that caused massive flooding, the erosion, because there was no green stuff to hold the soil together, has caused massive problems in all the rivers and the creeks. And the ash from the fires has caused an even bigger problem for fish. My son-in-law works for the Canberra Parks, basically the wildlife service up there, and they've had to go out and get fish out of the rivers so as they can breed them, because they're actually suffocating in the water because there's no oxygen for them. The ash has just filled the river.
Charlotte would like to know if you're painting a fireman.
No.
Have you got one there to paint?
No. I could go and get my CFA jacket, I suppose, and paint it. Okay. I'll just let that dry for a minute and I'll get the heat gun. Now, a good trick if you're using the heat gun, and I found this, I got this off Wayne Clasper in England, is always heat gun away from the work for a minute or two to let it blow out any dust or anything, because otherwise, you know where the dust ends up, don't you? Fortunately, on the red gum, the paint dries pretty quick. What can Charlotte get arrested for?
Painting a fireman.
Oh, knowing Charlotte, she's probably dated a few of them.
And Anthony's commented it also lets the heat gun warm up before you start.
Yeah, that's true too. I've got to admit, this one is a pretty good heat gun, the Bosch one. It goes up to 640 degrees. You've got to be real careful of it that you don't actually, 630. You've got to be careful that you don't actually melt or bubble the paint. It's good for stripping paint.
Charlotte said memories.
Yeah.
Memories.
I know all about them, Charlotte, memories. Now, I've had a few emails over the last week to sort of give a bit more on my take on accidents and that happen in wood turning. Don from somewhere asked me, why do we seem to be seeing more accidents in wood turning? And I told him I'd answer it tonight, so he's probably sitting in the background somewhere. I think the part of the problem, is social media. People have more and more access to it now. You never heard about it before, but there were a few accidents. I think the other problem, and a large part of the problem, and I'd probably get myself into trouble for this, but a lot of office workers and non-tradies or those in a dangerous profession have taken up as a hobby and think that it's relatively easy without any tuition and are making all the mistakes under the sun. Because, well, I found as a tradie, and particularly in my trade, motor mechanics and that, where things could really hurt you, we had it drilled into us right from the start about safety. Everything was taught to you, and I think it's pretty much the same in all trades.
Rob CP has just joined.
Oh, g'day, Rob. So I think that's part of the reason too, is that a lot of people taking it up have never even used a hand drill, let alone a cordless drill or a lathe, and they look at YouTube and watch people, and they can see that that looks pretty easy, we can do that, and they give it a whirl, and they end up in more trouble than Ned Kelly.
It also only takes a real moment of absent-mindedness to do something that
Sorry,
can help you too.
What was that? Sorry,
it only takes a moment.
Yeah, you're right. It does. Like, it only takes a fraction of inattention or not following the right procedure, and you can get into all sorts of trouble with it. So,
can you bend the camera down a little bit so we can see the whole piece?
Yeah, right. Wait on. Got to get my spanner. Wherever I put it.
That didn't sound like a spanner.
No, it's not.
Beautiful.
Okay. I just knocked the washing water all over the bench. I had to get a pair of pliers.
Yep.
All right. Okay, now this is a little trick I learned off Temple Boy, but he's not in tonight to see me do it. At least I don't think he is.
Haven't seen him yet.
No. Only he was a little less unsophisticated he's a little less unsophisticated than I am. He actually uses the top of the takeaway food containers, the aluminium things. I use proper aluminium. So you shield it off like this. So that it doesn't burn the section next to it. Turn him round a bit. Shield down in here.
So Neil's just said one simple mind fart, then before you know it, your lathe's on fire and then your whole shed.
Turn that up in there a bit. Right. Yes, it doesn't take much. I'll never forget when I was actually coming home from a fire, and I saw a fire in a bloke's shed, and he's trying to throw buckets of water on it, and this and that. And anyway, I pulled up. I said, "You're not going to do anything much with that." I said, "Tell me what's in the shed." I said, "I've rung the fire brigade." I said, "The truck will be here shortly." He said, "I've got 8 barbecue gas cylinders in there, 8 9-kilo bottles. I said, holy shit. He said, oh, that's not the worst part. He said there's 25 litres of petrol there too. So when the fire brigade got there, who was one of the captain, I was in another town, and I said to him, I said, listen, mate, I said, don't go racing in there. He said, listen, I'm in charge here. He put 4 blokes in the hospital that night because he wouldn't listen to somebody. They charged into the building, and just as the petrol exploded and blew them out about 200 yards across the road. Idiot. All right, now we'll wire brush this bit.
Justin's in.
Not going to worry about it. Okay, so now we have the story, all right? This is what the forest looked like before the fire came. Sorry, here. The fire came through here. That's what it looked like after the fire went through. And this is the regeneration. Now, it doesn't look much at the moment. Yeah, you're dead right, Rob. Arrogance can be the death of people. So now I'll turn the centre out of it and sand that up. All right. Put my face shield back on. I can't hear you for a minute if you're talking.
Jay's out, Robbo.
Oh. No, do you reckon we should let him back in?
You'll get grumpy if we don't.
Yeah, probably. You just wanted to see the big picture, that's all. Right.
Come in.
G'day, Tommy. How are you? I'm getting pretty good at putting those earmuffs on with the face shield now. I've worked out how to do it easily. So, okay. I'll switch cameras again, because you're only going to get my shoulder if you don't. Now, for those of you who want to know that always query about
Steve's in.
G'day, Steve, you missed it, mate. Had the fire going and everything. Everybody talks about 40 grinds, 45.
Message on this.
Sorry? Pan out, Robbo. I can't. Not on that camera.
John,
Wait on. I'll just lift it up a little bit. That's the best I can do, Neil. Now, there's a 40 grind, which is Stuart Batty promotes. I prefer 45 degrees on all my tools. I've got a couple of special ones that are ground slightly different, but I prefer 45. Now, I'll do this with the 45, and it doesn't matter Once you've got that bevel in there, you can let it go and just turn with one hand. Now, 40-degree bevel, Stuart Batty's. Again, once you've got the bevel in contact, you don't need anything else. So, hope that fixes up the things about bevel angles and everything.
Steve says you're using the wrong tool, Robbo.
Wait on, I can't hear you. Sorry?
Steve said you're using the wrong tool.
Oh, yeah. I've learned to ignore him. Now, the problem I've got here is the length of the screws that I use to put the faceplate on with. I'm hoping I can get underneath them. Not yet, still here. We might see a funnel here tonight, boys and girls. Now, just to remind you from last week, that little tit in the middle there, remember, just slow down the traverse, lift up the tool a bit so you're cutting right on the point of the tool and just slice it out. Otherwise, it's likely to leave a hole.
So I've got a couple of suggestions on the screw holes to make them a feature, Robbo.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down level with the chuck now, so. I'll see. I'm going without a coupler in the morning. Jesus, that's going to be hard. I couldn't live without mine. I wonder how deep they actually are. I need a thin stick. I haven't got one here. I don't think they're down that far, but I just want to check. I don't like to make a fool of myself on camera. I can do it quite easily without that.
Jay's dropped out again.
Ah, yeah, all right. Quarter of an inch. Okay, folks, any suggestions on how the hell I can hide screw holes?
No, he's still out.
Yeah, probably. No, geez, Jay, I wish you'd stay in there.
Steve said not to let him back
Do
in.
you think it's only annoying you?
Yeah.
What's your net dropping out, mate?
Yeah, I could use the end of
I don't know.
I could use the end of calipers, Pat. The trouble is the verniers are in the wood tool room, and I'm on a 6-foot leash without getting undressed to get out of the headset. So, animal pyrography, yeah. Right. Okay. All right.
Rob said plug it with a contrasting wood.
Yeah, that might be an option. I'll just take a bit more out of the side here and see how I go.
Neil said go for a vertical edge on the hollowing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. Now, Rob
And
CP,
Steve,
you were having. You still in there, Rob?
yep.
Okay, I might put the overhead camera on for a second and zoom it in. Now, Rob, you were having trouble the other night doing the bottom of a goblet, is that right? Oh, geez, what the hell's going on with this thing tonight?
I don't know. Something's going on my end too. So if it drops out again, I'm not coming back.
All right. Right.
We're seeing blurry green and blurry wood.
Sorry? Yeah.
I'm seeing blurry green and.
Yep. Right. Now, you were having trouble making the entry cut on a those holes are still on the paper. What you were probably doing is hitting the chisel. Where am I? Here. You're probably hitting the chisel on the wing. Whenever you're doing a cut
it's not
straight
focusing, Robbo.
Yeah, your gouge was skating backwards.
I did try to say that, but.
Okay, I'll change cameras. Just wait a second.
Not listening.
Right.
Really?
You're probably trying to make the entry cut here on the side of the wing. Whenever you're making an entry cut, it's always got to be right on the point there. And you put it straight in. Can you see it or not? Wait on.
You might want to zoom back a bit, Robbo. It's too
well,
close. It can't focus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Now, the angle of this bevel is 45 degrees. So in order to make the entry cut, I'm right on the point of the tool and just put it in. Once you've got the cut in, then you can turn the flute open and continue to cut down.
Steve had another suggestion for your holes too, Robbo.
Yeah.
Put a bead where the screw holes are and turn the bead black.
Sorry?
So Steve said put a bead where the screw holes are and then turn the bead black.
Yeah, I can do that too. That sounds like a good idea. Just hold on a second. I'll just finish this bit off. Right, that's looking pretty good.
Rob's just looking for another explanation on putting the nose in first, which I've responded yes, but it goes right on the nose.
Yes, right on that extreme point, right there. Wait on. I'll just get my little one and show you. Switch this off a second. This is my little gouge. If you try an entry cut anywhere down along this side of the flute into the timber, it will automatically skip back because it's looking for bevel support. So what you're after is to get it right on this point here with the bevel facing the direction that you want it to go, so that only the point just comes in, and then once it's got bevel support, then you roll it the flute open to 45 degrees and continue your cut down. All right. Okay, I'll just smooth off the bottom of this now. That's looking pretty good.
So Steve's got a suggestion for your next week's live, Robbo.
This will be good.
He wants you to turn a cake bowl with the giant bowl gouge.
No sweat. It's only, well, it's an English half-inch gouge or a Yankee 5/8. It's not
I think he's talking about the wooden one.
Oh, yeah, right. No, I'd have to use my wooden skew on it. Right, now, I love negative rake scrapers. This is my negative rake scraper. It's sharpened, don't even ask me what the angle is, and I never run a burr on it. It is actually sharpened right down so there is no burr on it at all. Now, another little trick I do is always where the centre point is in there. Switch cameras again. Bugger it, I had the right one. Where the centre point is in there, I just undercut it a fraction, because when you're sanding, what often happens if you get it level is that you end up with a little hill in the middle of it instead of a flat surface, because it's not spinning as fast as what the outside part is. So I always just put a little dimple in there and then sand down onto it. Yeah, I know that Jay's gone. All right, just got to finish off the outside of this a bit. I've been using negative rake scrapers probably for 35 years or so when I first read about them, and I've never had a catch with one, but give me a normal scraper, I'll get a catch every time. Well, pretty well every time anyway. Right, that's looking pretty good, I think. Well, those holes are nearly gone. Do I risk it or not? Yeah, let's go for it. What could go wrong? I haven't heard any metal clicks yet, so that's good.
We've got famous last words, and we've also got no guts, no glory. So there's a mixed emotions.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think I can get away with it because the chuck is actually just outside the diameter of the screws. So decisions. Yeah, let's go for it.
So Steve reckons if the holes aren't through the bottom, there's still time to get rid of room to get rid of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a fairly big tenon on this, though, Steve. That's the problem. How are we going for time, Sid?
You've been running for about an hour, Robbo.
Good. I don't know, Steve. SK's got one on tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's got one tonight. I'll just have a look.
Okay. Jeez, it must be getting close to being right. Oh, yeah. 3 millimeters. Will they do it or not? I could end up with a big serviette ring here, folks.
Well, I don't want to miss that.
Well, one of them's gone. All right, we're getting closer. I think it'll be right.
Amy said don't do it.
Oh, man, it is close to being through, like down onto them. All right, no guts, no glory. Yeah, just one more cut, Tommy, that's it. Problem is, it's just another cut too. I have plenty of meat in the centre. It's only right where those screw holes are. It's virtually around the perimeter of where the chuck tenon is. Oh, it's getting close. Getting close. Close. Yes, I think we'll do it. It's all Neil's fault. Because he put that chainsaw mark in it. It was deep. No use sanding now, Rob. It just, it'll take too long. It's still about 3 millimetres to go. We're down to about 2 now, I'd reckon. Oh, yeah.
Pat said CA and coffee grinds, Robbo.
Yeah. I probably should have
Can we switch cameras so that if it falls to bits, everyone can see it?
Oh, sorry, mate. I don't know what this light will actually do. Oh yeah, that's not bad. Okay, spotlight on the sport. Whoa, getting close. Ah, yeah, we got. Ah, look, no sweat. Says he. Well, it's not wobbling yet anyway, so.
Well, Neil said you should have used hot melt glue for the faceplate rather than screws.
Yeah.
So Rob, Robocop, how far away are you?
What?
Well, Robocop's actually scared, so I'm just wondering how far away he is and whether I should be scared as well.
Well, you're a lot closer than he is, and you're 800 kilometres away, so. I wonder if Jay wants to come back in or not.
I'm there. Just.
Oh, I've been. What's going on now? Oh, don't tell me I've dropped out now.
No. Looks like you got your jacket over it.
Yeah, right, okay. Now I'm right. Takes me a while to figure these things out, you know. Yeah, sometimes I wish I was Superman so that I had X-ray vision. No, I must admit, Neil, I didn't realise that I'd have to take so much off it to get it down to size, but they've nearly gone. I don't know what I'm worried about. It's a fair bit there. Nearly all gone. Okay. Just put our little dimple in the centre. How many we got viewing, Sid?
Give me a sec and I shall tell you. Hang on. What happened there? 23 watching at the moment, Robbo.
Oh, very good.
Smash those likes, guys. You've got artwork like you'll never see again on here.
Sorry?
It's all right. I'm just getting them to hit the like button because the artwork, they're never going to see the like of it again.
Oh, you never know what I'm capable of. Beautiful. Happy dance, folks.
Oh, you've been watching too much, Steve.
Well, Steve just said we got 23 because he's logged in on 15 accounts.
Sorry, what's that?
Steve said you've got 23 viewing because he's logged in on 15 accounts.
Oh, oh, there's a bit of a lump here. Now, if you find that you've got a lump that you need to take out, the best thing to use is a pencil if I can find one. I'll use a Texacolor. So what you do is you mark the top of the lump.
Did you see what Jappy put, Sid?
He's not hitting the like until he sees if it's a funnel club.
Yeah.
Now, for some unknown reason, a lot of people start down in here, then the tool comes back over the lump and they just keep moving the lump across. If you put a pencil mark on it like that, just work on that section only. It's like a road grader. Right, done. Okay, sanding time again. Sorry about the noise, folks, with the extractors.
Well, we got 20 likes up there, Yappy.
Sorry?
It's all right. Yappy commented the story deserves more than 9 likes, but the like button's getting hit a bit now.
Now, occasionally you'll get a little ring around here that you can't remove at all. So this one hasn't got one, but I'll do it anyway. So a little cheat, if you can't sand it out, get your skew chisel. Now you're using the extreme point of it here, and it goes in flat like a scraper, and you put a mark in that way. Don't hold it up like that way, you'll just tear the grain out everywhere, all right? So all done. Right, now just wipe this over with some metho, Neil's favourite stuff. No, actually I'll blow it out with air. Mainly because burls have that many cracks and things down them that a lot of the time you can't get the dust out of them with metho. Plus it's all up in here as well.
No, it's a whole different colour now, Robbo.
Sorry?
It's a whole different colour now.
Yeah, just wait a second. Right. Just take the headphones off, light on. Now this is the part I like about some of the work I do. At the end of a long, hard day, oh, somebody's in trouble.
You put the lathe to bed.
No, we cover it up. And this is nitrocellulose lacquer. After sniffing this stuff all day, man, you're feeling no pain at all. So, and for burls and things like that, it is the best stuff. Any spray coat is better than you have. On burls, you either have to use oils or lacquer, because the little bits and pieces down in there catch all the wax and everything, and it's near impossible to get it out except that if you melt it out. Now I'll just wait until that dries a little bit. I'll get the heat gun again. Under normal circumstances, this stuff, by the time on a good day, about 20 degrees or so with a light breeze, by the time you've turned around and put the gun down, it's right to give it another coat. That's how fast it dries. That's why we use it. There's no, like even the spray tins of lacquer, you've got to leave them for a couple of hours before you can recoat. This stuff you can do virtually straight away. Now, I only use 30% gloss in most things, although it's a definite thing that gloss sells. So if you're doing markets and things, yeah, hit it with a 95% gloss. Women like shiny things. Only art galleries like satin things and things like that. Okay, give it another coat. Bob's your uncle. Now I'd give it about 4 or 5 coats over a period of a day or 2. Wrong chuckle key. Buried there amongst all the red sawdust. Come on, sit down. What are you sitting on? That one. Zoom it back. Oh, come on, where are you? Can't find the zoom on it. Damn it. Only because I'm on the wrong camera. And there it is.
Very nice.
Looks awesome, Robbo.
Yeah, not bad for an amateur, eh?
Hey, bro.
I like the storybook part of it too. That's very clever.
I happen to, in fact, I got a bloke to thank on the Wood Turners of Australia for him, because he said he'd picked up some logs from Cobargo, and I thought, oh, that's what I can do. I'll do about the bushfires. So, all right. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, please ask.
Well, James asked what the spray was.
Right. It's wattle style wood. 30% gloss. You can buy it in 4-litre tins. I don't think they make it in any smaller tins than that. But like I say, it dries in good weather. If you're in Queensland, it's actually great. You've got to actually do it in the shade a little bit, because it's too hot and you can actually bubble it. But you've got to be careful of temperature too. If it gets too cold, it blooms. It gets a frosting coat underneath the coat from moisture. Give a dude at auction off. Neil? Yeah, I was going to turn the spigot off, Pat, but I'd have to set up Reg to do it. So I'll do that later when nobody's watching.
You better record it.
Why?
Just have a private stream.
No, unfortunately, it's yeah, I was thinking something along those lines, because, well, you know how many bowls I've got around here anyway. so we
Put it
don't
back on
sell them.
face cam.
Hey?
Put it back on face cam.
Why?
I don't know. Because we're looking at your empty lathe. Oh!
Microwave or oven?
You asked for it. Whose wife came into the background then?
That was mine.
Ah,
She just got home from work.
you got the right idea there, Sid, sending her out to work. That's a good man.
I sent her out to work to keep me in the manner to which I could easily become accustomed.
Don't
I've
blame
already
yourself.
grown accustomed to it.
You got a couple of years on me though. I can still get accustomed to it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay. Any questions?
Pat says CFA.
It's the same as
Yeah.
our CFS, Jay.
That's right.
Okay.
And the RFV in New South Wales. Thank you, Guy.
And Amy
Okay.
says, hello, Mrs. Sid.
Yeah. Faye, isn't it, Sid?
Hey, Shirley.
Shirley, sorry. It's the other one that I see you with called Faye, is
Hello.
No.
Hello.
And Shirley's got tea.
I've got my earphones in, so she can't hear what you're saying, so you can't get me into trouble.
Hello. Don't.
Very,
I'm off to eat
very
tea.
sneaky. All right. Well, thank you very much, ladies. Is SK Crafts on tonight, Jay, or not?
No idea.
He hasn't got anything scheduled.
Oh, well.
He had something scheduled early this afternoon, but it was waiting for him to come in like then. But I don't know what happened with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I went back and had a look before, Jay. There was still no one in there. I think Colin had been in and said hello.
Yeah, I must admit, it doesn't look anything until you get the lacquer on it. Like, even the flames of, I don't know, like they looked really dreary before. Now, they actually look like flames, I reckon.
Yeah, it brings it right out.
It doesn't pop until you get the lacquer on it.
Now the only thing I can see is JP's got a premiere on at 7:30 tomorrow morning.
Oh, well, I won't be up for that. That's
Yeah,
their time. All right. I think he said, oh, yeah. Right. All right. See you later, Neil. Thanks for coming in. Thank you to all those that came in. It'll be the same time, same place, next Sunday night. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. Neil did make a suggestion, but the bugger went and turned it anyway today. So that kind of killed that idea.
How rude.
Yeah, I thought so too, considering you suggested, oh, you want to try this, you know. But who's that in aid of, Philip? Yeah, good night, Tommy. Thanks, Steve.
See, Steve. See, Tommy.
Yeah, Steve, Tommy, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, but you get dizzy at the best of times, Neil. So do I, but that's beside the point. It's in a lot of ways it's similar to that four-cornered box that I did. Okay, yeah, well, I might do that, Ron. No worries, James, my pleasure. I hope it was a good night. All right. Well, 9:32. That's good. I can do with a cup of tea. And thanks, Jay. Thanks, Sid. Appreciate
No
it.
worries, Robbo.
I'm just going to close down the live for a minute.
It was good to see you step out of your box, actually.
Yeah, oh, well, just proves that an old dog can learn new tricks, eh?
Woof.
All right. Good night, all.